Buzzer TV presents vintage game shows on Amazon.
Aces twinkle, deuces flash. Any card can win the cash on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to Card Sharks. Aces twinkle, that is the worst poem, Gene Wood. Welcome to Card Sharks. We are about to start a new match with a brand new challenger, so let's open the board and get to the cards. Janice and Ann, if you will, start loading in the cards to brand new decks, and while they're doing that, we'll meet our players on Card Sharks. Lois Lambert, our champion. Nice to see you again, Lois. Why don't you tell us again about yourself?
Yes, I'm a video consultant, which means that I set up TV productions for institutions to work with children, and generally they're handicapped children.
That's nice.
And
are they good to work with, the handicapped children?
Oh, they're wonderful.
I would think, yeah,
they're just wonderful.
They've got to appreciate.
Oh, yeah, and they have
something
so
we should
little
all
in
do.
their lives.
Yeah, that's nice.
That it's
nice
wonderful.
to have you back. You
Thank
won
you.
$900 in the game.
Yeah.
And we're welcoming the challenger for the first time. This is Jackie Costilla. What is it?
Costilla.
Costilla. Hello, Jackie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to be here.
Would you tell us about yourself?
Yes, I live in San Juan Capistrano with my husband, and I'm a freelance court reporter in Orange County. And we're expecting our first baby in December, so I'm real excited about that.
Terrific. That's nice. See, yeah. Oh. Sounds like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir out there. Oh. And you have a corsage.
Yes, I just got it delivered at the studio from my husband, who couldn't be here today.
It's the first time anyone on the show has gotten a corsage. Yes, we know who it's from, Jackie. Let's see. Your corsage says, break a leg, show business talk, love you, Alex. See, I told you he has spies on the show, Jackie.
But his name's not Alex.
Good luck to both of you. Each player has their own deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled and cut before we go on the air. And the red cards on the top will be played by the champion, Lois. The lower cards, the blue cards, will be played by the challenger, Jackie. And the object of the game is to work your way across the board, predicting whether each of these cards is higher or lower than the one that precedes it. Now, before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, you must win a high-low toss-up question. They're all based on a poll of 100 people. And right on cue comes G2T2 and a question for you, Lois. We asked 100 married women, which would make you feel worse, if you caught your husband having an affair, or if your husband caught you having an affair? How many women said they would feel worse if they caught their husband having an affair?
Ooh, I don't know. Either way would be really bad. I'll say about 25.
25.
Yeah.
So 25 would feel worse if they caught their husband having an affair, Jackie. Higher or lower?
I'd kill my husband. Higher.
Higher, you say, higher.
Yes.
And if it is higher, you'll go to the board first, Jackie. If not, it'll be Lois. The actual number of married women who would feel worse if they caught their husband having an affair is 48. It's higher, Jackie. Yes. Jackie, we'll take a look at your base card for this game. You have a king. Good
fantastic.
card. You're going to play that, I'm sure.
Oh, of course. The next card is lower.
Lower than a king. It is an 8. Now remember, you can freeze at any time or continue and risk those cards.
I'll freeze.
And you'll freeze. We'll move the base card over the freeze bar. That becomes a new base card. Can't take those cards away from you, and that keeps Lois away from the cards. Jackie, our man on the street went to Australia. Always traveling. I don't get to go anyplace. All right. And he asked 100 men in Sydney, Australia, do you believe that on the whole men are more intelligent than women? How many Australian men said men are more intelligent than women? We'll test the human nature of Australians.
I think Australian men think they're pretty macho because there are a lot more women than men, and they can get a lot of women there. So I would say 60.
She says 60. Good logic. Do you agree with that logic? Higher or lower?
Well, I know that in Australia it's a very male-oriented society. I'm going to take a chance and go a little higher.
Higher than that? The actual number of Australian men who believe men are more intelligent than women is 62. Just a little higher, Lois. Yeah. And your base card, Lois, is a jack.
I'm going to keep it.
Or do you want to change it?
I'm going to keep it. Now go lower.
Lower than a jack. And it is. It's an 8. And you're free. We've got a tie. Each player needing 3 cards to win the game. Of course, we play the best 2 out of 3. Lois, we asked 100 8th graders in Wabash, Indiana. What actress is famous for the line, "Come up and see me sometime"? How many 8th graders knew Mae West was famous for that line?
I would think very few. I would be surprised. I'd say 7.
7
Yeah.
out of 100 8th graders knew that Mae West said, "Come up and see me sometime."
I don't
Jackie.
think there are too many either, but I think it'll be a touch higher than that.
Say higher than
Yes.
that. 2 kids in that survey, incidentally, said Minnie Pearl is the answer. True. The actual number of 8th graders who knew it was Mae West who said, "Come up and see me sometime" is 21. It's higher. Jackie. Now, Jackie, you won the high-low toss-up. You have the right to change that 8 if you'd like.
I'll change that card.
Here's the next card off the top of your deck. It is a 4. Good change.
Good card. Next card is higher.
Higher than a 4. It's a big ace.
Next card is lower.
Continuing on, lower than an ace. It's a 10. Now a decision to make. You need 1 card or you can lose those 3.
Oh, this is hard. I'm going to play it lower.
You're going to go for it. If
Yes.
this is lower than a 10, you've won the first game in the match. It is an 8. It is lower. You got it. Game number 1 to the challenger and $100. Congratulations, Jackie. Lois got to make a comeback. Can she do it? We'll find out right after this, so don't go away. Hey, before we get back to the game, all of us here on Card Sharks are very happy to welcome aboard a new NBC affiliate, WRET-TV in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Before we get back to the game here, Jack, we've got to clarify now. You said Alex is not your husband's name.
No.
That is what?
My husband's name is Lou.
Yeah.
And Alex is
Yes.
Alex is just kind of a nickname when he sends me flowers and
Well,
stuff.
that
He
is
always
Lou,
says
though,
Alex.
right? It's the
But
same
it is
fellow.
my husband,
Okay.
yes.
Just so you don't get in trouble at home there. Okay. So, Jackie, the question goes to you as we start the next game, and Janice fills in the cards with the same 2 decks of cards. Jackie, we asked 100 women, which would you rather have remain young, your figure or your face? How many women said they would rather have their figure remain young?
Ooh. Personally, I'd rather have my face remain young, but I hear all this from the audience, so I'm going to say 30.
30 out of 100 would rather have their figure remain young than their face. Lois, higher or lower?
I think it's the face, but I think most women would rather have their face look younger. But so I'm going to try a little lower.
Say lower than 30. The actual number of women who would rather keep a young figure than a young face is 44. Not lower, Jackie. Yeah. I guess it has something to do with staying in shape. And Jackie, we'll take a look at your base card. A 2. Good card.
Fantastic. Next card is higher.
Higher than a 2. 9.
I'm going to freeze, Jim.
And freezing right away, protecting her position there. Next question to you, Lois. You need this game to tie. We surveyed 100 housewives across the country and asked them, if you wanted to take a job outside of your home, would your husband object? How many housewives said their husband would object to their taking an outside job?
I don't think it would be very high in this day and age. I think a lot of men want to see their wives working. But I'll say about 20.
20 husbands would object. Higher or lower, Jackie?
I think there are still a few men around that like their wives to be at home when they get home. I'll say it's a touch higher.
A touch higher.
A touch, not much.
The actual number of housewives whose husbands would object to an outside job is 20. Right on the button, Lois. Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
you needed that. Your base card is an 8. You can change it.
Get rid of it.
Yes, you won the question. You have the right to change it to a queen.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Lower than a queen.
Yes.
It's a 6.
It's a hard decision. I'm going to freeze.
You'll freeze.
I'm going to freeze.
You were thinking about that for a moment. Why don't you hesitate?
But I'm going to freeze.
You're going to freeze.
Yes.
Next question to you, Jackie. We asked 100 people, have you ever seen a newspaper lying outside your neighbor's door and swiped it? How many people admitted they had?
Oh, I don't think too many people do that. I would say 20.
20.
Yes.
20 have swiped the paper.
I think it's higher. I've done it.
You've done it.
I've done it. I confess. Higher.
If Lois's neighbors are watching,
Oh, my
friends,
gosh.
just hang on to your paper. You say higher.
Yeah.
The actual number of people who have swiped the neighbor's newspaper is 40. Much higher, Lois.
Change the card.
Change the 6 to a king.
Beautiful.
The change.
Lower.
Lower than a king. At 2, very much lower.
Higher.
Higher than a 2. Oh, no, it's another 2. It's not higher. Same card, not higher. Jackie, play off the 9. You can't change it.
The next card is lower.
Lower than a 9. It is a 7.
7. I'm gonna freeze.
You're free.
I'm scared.
A little scared.
Yes.
Actually, it's good strategy at this point because we're at sudden death. As Janice fills in the spaces, someone has to win on this play of the cards. Control, very important. Lois, we asked 100 Iowa farmers this morning, were you awakened by a rooster? How many farmers said they were? You always hear about that. How many actually were?
I think there's still a lot of roosters around in Iowa. I'll say 60.
60
Yeah.
farmers in Iowa were awakened by a rooster. Jackie, higher or lower?
Every farm's got to have a rooster. I'll say it's higher.
You say higher than that?
Yes.
Oh, the audience doesn't agree with you. I'll find out as you do. The actual number of farmers who are awakened by a rooster is 2. Not higher, Lois. You got it, 2. Now then, we've got an interesting board. Listen carefully. It's sudden death, Lois. You have a king. You have the right to change it. I can't imagine that you would. You'd have to turn over 3 cards to win. If you made a mistake, Jackie wins the game. However, you have control. You can force Jackie to play off the 7, which she cannot change. She would have to turn these 2 cards over to win. Your decision, Lois. Do you want to play it with 3 cards or force Jackie with 2?
Okay. I'm going to pass it and hope that that 7 isn't a good card.
And she cannot change that 7. Jackie, this is it. If you can turn these 2 cards over, you are the new champion. If you make a mistake, we've got a tie. Call this card.
Next card's higher.
Higher than a 7.
Higher.
It's a jack. You're halfway there.
Next card is lower.
Lower than a jack for the championship? No, it's a king. And Lois pulls it out. Ties up the match. Congratulations. We'll set up for the tiebreaker, if you will, now, Janice. You were doubting your strategy when that jack came up, Lois.
I sure was.
Worked out well for you. So each player has 1 game and $100, and now the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there and 3 questions. Someone's going on to play the money cards where they can win thousands. Jackie, we asked 100 people, have you ever used an outhouse? How many people said yes?
Oh. There are a lot of campers. I would say 70.
70 have used an outhouse. Lois, higher or lower?
Well, I've used outhouse, but I'm just going to play against the odds and hope it's a little lower.
Lower. The actual number of people who have used an outhouse is 94, not lower, Jackie. And that all-important base card is a jack. Do you want it?
I'll keep it. Next card, lower.
Lower than a jack. No, it's an 8. It's not lower. Lois, a break for
Okay.
you. You're playing with an 8. Bad card, but you've got to
Bad
play
card.
it.
Higher.
Higher than an 8. It is an ace. It is higher for the win. Lower than an ace. Yes, it's a 6, and the champion pulled it out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jackie, you played beautifully.
Thank you.
Good luck with the baby.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Thank you for joining us. You're leaving us with $100. It's a nice parting gift. Thank you, Jackie. Lois, come on down. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
We'll get to the money cards right after we take time out for this commercial message. Please watch. Good win. Lois Lambert, our champion. The money cards have not been kind to you the first 2 times.
No, they haven't, but they're going to be this time.
I hope so. You've got $1,100, which is not bad, but there's a lot more up there. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on up there, Lois. We're all rooting for you. Just won $200 in the game. That's yours to keep. And now we're going to give you new money to play with, and this time you're going to bet that money with a brand new deck of cards, starting on the bottom line. $200, bet that as you will with these 3 cards. When you move to the second level, we add another $200 of betting money. And again, it's your decision. $50 minimum bets until you get to the top card, the big bet. There you must bet at least half the money. Good luck. $200 to start with.
Okay.
And as in the game, a choice of 2 base cards. We are starting with a queen.
I
Pretty
love
good
it.
card.
That's a beautiful card. Now that's all of it, that it's lower.
The whole thing right away.
That's a queen.
$200.
I have a feeling it's lower this time.
Okay, $200.
It's going to be lower.
Lower than
Yes,
a queen.
Definitely.
Yeah, much lower. Lois, I think it's the first time you've gotten over that first
I
hump.
know.
$400 and a 4.
Okay. Now I'm going to bet 3 that it's higher.
$300.
That it's
higher
higher.
than a 4. It is higher. It's a 7.
They're not there.
Now you got
I'm not
700.
crazy about 7s. No. I'll bet 200 higher.
That's a big bet on a 7.
It is, but I'm still keeping 5.
Okay, $200.
That's higher. Do it higher.
No, not higher.
Still got 5.
But you've got a 5.
I've got a
It's
5.
going up here. We're going to give you that $200. You're back up to $700 again, Lois, and you've got a 5.
It's a little better. It's a little better. But, all right, I'm going to bet 200 higher.
$200
Just being
higher.
a little more
Okay.
conservative this
All
time.
right, let's see if we can make it. $200 higher
Higher,
than a
do
5. It is
Oh!
just a little higher.
Okay.
900 and a 6.
I got 900. 6 isn't great. It's worse than a 5. I bet. Oh, I can wish some. All right, I bet 200 that it's higher.
$200.
200 that it's higher.
Higher than a
Higher,
6.
come on.
Yeah, that's a great card. Now, $1,100 and an ace.
Everybody's saying all of it. There can't be another ace. I'm going to go for it all. Every bit of it lower.
$1,100 lower. Yeah, and much lower, too. Great card.
Beautiful.
You must bet at least $1,100 lower. You've got $2,200 and a 3.
Okay. I'm going to bet. No. Leave me alone. I'm going to bet 1,800 higher.
$1,800.
1,800 higher. Do it for me this time.
1,800 higher.
Come on.
Yeah! $4,000. That's the way to go. Finally. Yes, finally.
Thank you.
I thought those cards were never going to come right.
I told you about the tortoise.
That's right. The tortoise always comes through. $5,100 you've got now.
Not bad.
And a new challenger coming up right after this. Good boy. You deserve it. Lois will meet a new challenger now. Janice, if you will, start loading in the cards with 2 brand new decks of cards for a new match with this card shark. Hello there, John Yotis.
Hello,
Good to have you here.
Yeah, nice to be here.
Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, my name is John Yotis. I'm 80 years old, and on April 25th of this year, we celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
I'm a veteran of the First World War.
You do not, I mean this sincerely, you do not look 80 years
Well,
old.
thank you very much.
What is the secret? Tell me.
I think a little enthusiasm and contentment and my wife's good cooking.
Good. Nice having you here, John. Good luck in the match. You'll play the lower cards, the blue cards, while Lois plays the red cards on the top. And we'll start with a question for the champion, Lois. Our man on the street journeyed to Las Vegas, still traveling, huh? And asked 100 women who were gambling at the time in Las Vegas, which do you find more exciting, gambling or sex? How many women said they find gambling more exciting?
Oh, boy. Well, if they're in Las Vegas, I'd say 50. I'm going to cut it in the middle and go for
50 of them
50.
preferred gambling to sex. John, higher or lower?
Well, from what I see in Vegas, I think it's gambling that's higher, a little bit higher.
You say higher. The actual number of women who found gambling more exciting than sex is 23. Not higher, it's lower. Lois.
Okay. You never
I
know
guess they were
Las
just
Vegas.
filling the time there. Lois, we'll take a look at your base card. You've got an ace.
Lower.
Lower than an ace. Very much lower.
Beautiful.
2.
Beautiful. Higher.
Higher than a 2. A 7.
Freeze.
You'll freeze it.
Freeze.
Right there, up the middle. Move over the freeze bar. Can't take those cards away, John. Better get going. We'll be right back to the match right after we take time out for this. That's all the time we have. Lois and John, we'll invite you back for the next show. John, can I try some of your wife's cooking to hang on to that longevity?
Anytime at all. You're welcome at our home anytime.
You got a date. I hope you've got a date with us next time we play Card Sharks. Bye-bye.
One of our polling groups will receive a Gibson portable dishwasher featuring 3 levels of washing action, hygiene cycle, forced air drying, and an energy saver switch furnished by Gibson. And some of our contestants will receive Mary Kay Cosmetics. Be everything you can be with skincare and glamour cosmetics presented to you in your home by trained beauty consultants Mary Kay Cosmetics, Dallas, Texas. And Cool Ray, fashionable sunglasses that win admiring stares while protecting from annoying glare. 86 eye-catching style. See what you're missing with Cool Ray polarized sunglasses. And from Gallery of Homes, a book on home improvements, Gallery of Homes Brokers. If you're selling or buying a home, you'll find they do their homework. And Quaisel Lighting, your choice of one of these brass finish table lamps with bronze highlighting, complements traditional and contemporary settings. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson-Bill Todman production.